nyina license ya obi a free na ekọ enye adwuma esan se empanyifo person ototo ne ma yi
ya be kwa wutu breku district court e wo ho ahye anuanom mienu ye prince kwache ne Emmanuel kwache so obi ankwada mafe omo na wiewia ye da san ne ma ekeka ho wo mpatam ho
na nsa ye bi ba me bro no so
fa
wo nkuku nyina na we ye kana say wo kitchen no say ade na ano a ye fa report to find that say omo na say ye pa
we ye so omo wi akoba 300
ngofo na say
omo moto eyanuane to umra no bi nso abebutu
illegal mining sensem yi enam so ama ene ye kwaye essay ya climate change no say de enye nsunsu aso Ghana so no Forestry Commission aboho amane
samukuro ya ho amankawe kuma hene wo hene ba Kwame Akoto nani abre woni tax force fo bi atie simu wo adoba ewura forest reserve ho China fo makwache wo mo eni excavators enya agoro
yesi asojafo bi eni omanfo bi oboko de akofe so enura bene wo mako biri mo papa ama yera mama yarega kire sasem no onya ma ne nka ye behwehwem
Ghana Mampani John Dramani Mahama oni Silerion Mampani Julius Mada Bio akoshia amani mi no dwe kwa ye befa so aboa ye nkita hodie wa dwadie ni sikasam totoye ho
na amani ayensa ka che se NDC mrahye bedwafo nipa be aduasan wotwe ene ne chimba no omo anko finance minister budget no omuguso a ka ho asem nenso MP fo ni nipa 38 ena anko
Daniel Cranton ya dodo na fe na na abache wanya amache wanya mfie aduasanum omo sobo abo ne se wono na ton Ahmed Hussein Swali mfonyini e ma Canada Japan wo se wonno anya no kre
Adwa safo nso ne nsemtwafo akasa ma wakeka nsem o se yi vote 11 no wa me vote enti de ne bibisa so ba na no sidem a ye se yo no enyo no ano na ye hwan ne ya e boboba nsem a adwa safo no a wo de akoto dwa e wo obi show so e wo kosi sen no
eni adwa safo na abiem e no wo kase Enfiempo ne aduonu na abatwa ya 2 ye ya MPP re no omo mfa ho so bo omo ba omia na enyo no
ensem wenum ni bebre ka ho ye de nyamesem nsem nkomodie nso bebra ye bisam se ede ene bone na wo twetwa mu no ye di nkomo nso na nkoyie papa line mu aye bisi basa bi ntene ye be hye de sisu bio na yetie na ye nam so timi atwe ye ho ede afiri ho amano ne nsem ka ho ne nkrofo aman so de ya boa no aye de be so mo anwumre ye de aseda ma bo sheba electric house na fe 3p garlic mixture edroi prapre ni peduanim siesie no wo ho a enya duane nko na uti gumu pedronom na nsiesie nkrakra oni pedua na wonum adro na anum ni yi a 50 years kra obi anum pressure dro 50 years ngoda so to kama wa uti wo chinye na enu kra de ewu kra ye de na se be wu kra wa ubewu ne anu bewu de ahe na nka pe
na
ma no bi so mo ntimi nka o ka se ni mienu no de ahe na enwu a mo ntimi nka no ma ye bi na ye kai mo se unya 3p ni bia ebeboa wo bo sheba electrical senso nka ne apa ne ho ne omenyo na akofa papa de aba edwa so pebito na fesiesie ofie ne ma ukane a enhyiren ewo ba bia wo bia enwumre nuanu mienu a esomo midin de Akua Asieduaa
Maame Afia Nyarko papa bi abusuafo ye hyakase bona se amamone ye de moko awutu breku emfinfin mantam emu district court wo ho no matena se ama he worship ama domako kwache etina adwamu na nuanu mienu eye prince kwache ne Emmanuel kwache ozo obi ankwadamu eye afe baako mumuni Abubakar yo kom mo de o sa ko remand na 24 for yabos media to so aduonu num na chese dwoda o masan wasan begina ko adu daka mu o mo ko adu nyina ya mo beka ya na nsama ne ba na se wo de boy yen sa amamfo da se o mo de no anuane ne nsere bese ene ne ma ekeka na se o mo sori a na o mo wi ntisa wo so wo ye aduane kra na so wo birechi aba o mra ne ehwe agu afako na nsa ebe boy nkomo na de piemu e wo court na majoe
so about that.
Boy nkomo na court no Rana concert be
yo me da se me so me nche wete fo age be wote na worship promising na from opiemu our awutu senior west street court area our breku empete me no work say se te fo baka ya na se obo ma na se ekopiemu e ojobi no ewagumo east 50 man to hama a person for insenso e implanti bu mu a di ma wodi ane se that the sign na chese okwa afie mu na wakọ wia na chese obobo ma aya de ngete odkwa ka je alomi fu bi hen ujubede wodi ho na person for insenso ho mu na sai ba ye de chi de mande na chese wutu Beku district court a chese worship ama adoma ko kwache etrans no washa sanko fu mensi a wo enanu mienu ene chese mumuni also oka hono face also oka hono wash and you know me say what chum a year a futu prisons a year afeba na pese mumru na oka hono oka mo ngo fun den sano ono so de wa man say go pan ya do man 24th March asas mo temu wo court na e yes anko fun me ni court e ya hye say wonko chum wo aban kukumu afeba queen boye ni anomo ba ku na chiriba oni di ejiri ne akọ se fun Emmanuel ejiri se anko fun me ni chese court pass na wa shon say won trimu eye abakumu afaba na mom obi a mom ni Abubakar a chese ono na chese omo wie yema no koton ema no ono court trimu say onko remand na chese akọ ya do man 24th of March wa sa so emba na court embo bon sam na no obra chese hwishima nsema mo pa no ene hwishima mo ya no mo awie na chese no so dia court bakana so akadem awa abakuma na say obi ndia ono so chese wa national dia wa de amano ntimi na ene ko prima wo tu break ko de district court no esema ifu ho abide ya do so mo
na lansa no mu di na ye prince kwa chi anasa ajiri
ba ko aye prince ejiri na ba ko so aye Emmanuel ejiri
ti na jasa kwa chi de obi di bi na be fra wo mu na Abubakar
kwa chi no aye dia jina otna asamno so no ade ama adoma kokwache ani di enen etino omo ene anu mi no mudi aye prince ejiri na Emmanuel ejiri na afei so Abubakar mumu ni feiza ona chesa mama ne say on konkwad mama 24th of this month na Asambra na wasindi na asamno bi no
na nani ya ntwa ya 24th de adwa de ya na
ya de ya
na chewu ko bi ho mop ni adwuma why na nansa ama ne bo eno no enti se de anuanu mi no prince ajiri na Emmanuel ajiri omo kwadam obi afeba ko
me de ma ye nchense
condemn obi adem na hwe emunu we ye condemn
na wonim condemn no nso ade fo a omo ye ne say gutters yi metal slate ya de atoto so slabs ni na no etintim a obu concrete na wo be kwa we chim na no ne otu
oto wa no odi aban
da wo be kwa we nya nchense no wo wi ankrofo ma de hyem omo ewo kuma se amfa nya nsesa na eme ya se bia sa bro mu ne namu ye nte se de news we won so ma bobo nchense ne so amo no
nchense kama
asa nkrofo ne ma da san ne chifre ne enioma chifre ne de achim kokko no won so yemu jollof dodo a etime bene kama ye kama pa
na nka agi kura de
o ya condemn say de ebusuafo ye to aso a Ghana man so afo hwensa se ne fama gudie so yo rai Emmanuel amakofi bo a ene wo de atodwa say woni a yes small scale mining nyina a obi anya ne license 7 December no se aban emfa license no ne nya adwuma bio twini nyina to agu watwe asensen ne wa yensem trofo nhia mu wonkran ene ode nsemi ho ama ne bo nyina to dwa say wo mo ene empanyimfo ne akuhudo regulatory bodies ahodo ye bi Environmental Protection Agency EPA, Forestry Commission, Water Resources Commission ene nyumeku a efansa asini nsuo ene kwaye ho adwuma wo ye wo man Ghana mu nyina na akwa adwene say galamse na wo se etu ase na afi aban sesa ba ye ne o man hye damfa level adwuma ne nko ye no yes said ye nipa guvre mu etu gala no nyasem ke 20 nei obi a adwobre wonfa na adwuma mra ntu fom kra empanyimfo kohwehwe mansa.
We are going full steam ahead to revoke all licenses based on the finding. All licenses, small scale licenses that were issued from December 7 is hereby revoked. Whether you have EPA license, because the finding is very clear. Those licenses from December 7 were rushed. The due processes were not followed. Right things were not done. People will have the opportunity to appeal to make sure the right. The whole focus is to make sure that the right things are done. Secondly, the existing community mining schemes are in name only, as I've said, although the basis for which they were funded were to benefit the community. However, the findings indicate that this is not the case. To be disbanded and replaced with small-scale mining cooperatives that actually serve and benefit the community. These cooperatives will be formed after due diligence with the communities involved, properly represent the community. So, in other words, the community mining schemes that were giving small-scale mining, the investigation across all these mining communities is very clear. They do not represent the community. So, in that case, we are with immediate effect banning all of that, basically, and reviewing them and turning them into community mine cooperatives after due diligence and engagement with the community to make sure that indeed those are community representatives.
Na enu na chi no na ora amaboa editu dwa say obeti committee bi ya wode adwuma we be hye omunsa ye be ma sa license ni nyina na wo mo be ye nhyehyeye pete e de ama woni a eye sa adwuma no se de be ya wo bedi so na wani di ankonsuom ankose no.
It is also very clear that the current licensing regime is fraught with so many problems. So we are establishing with immediate effect a technical small-scale mining review committee to review all existing small-scale mining licenses. Terms of reference of this small-scale mining technical review committee to review all small-scale mining licenses were reps from the following agencies: the Minerals Commission, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Water Resource Commission, Forestry Commission, and the Attorney General's Office. The committee is to be chaired by the Deputy Minister for Land and Natural Resources, the Honorable Yusuf Suleiman, to be deputized by the Director for the Ministry of Audit all licenses to ensure that they are properly acquired, that due process was followed, that they meet all conditions of continuous validity with respect to the environmental, with respect to how they have followed the rules on environmental, and how they have dealt with the issues of our water bodies, our forest reserves, and land preservation.
Ebusiafo we eye ora Emmanuel Amakofibua.
Yegusua wa galamse ene ho nsensama nkawe kuma hene nkawe kuma ameka wa twema ngwa bia jamensim wa santemantamu wo hene wo wo hene bakwa ame akoto woni tax force fo bi akomo ho abom se de amanfo na madoba awura mpotamo ho ne eye afepaye ye no wa twema ngwa bia south mansim eye forest reserve wa adoba awura ho a omuhyemu tu galamse no na enwanwa nti woni tax force fo no koya China fo ene shemui nti ene wa chewo mo ewi a che no kwa excavators miyenu ene o magye e wo ho na se chese ha ne pa se forest reserve ankasa no matimi akohyem ene o mutu agudia no de se wa sorry die o mo mutu galamse no wo sa o mo so ntokwa
kroma no edi yawo efa omokwaya ba ko peaka na sebe adubara haseni me sebe impeso so kwaye wo yi sebe sajumadi omudi omubura kwaye mu de bia ntina me se o mintimi ntran sa na sebe mintran fitie na sei madishefo edi yawo efa kwaye nansei sebe nkofo bi abaromo a omo se kwaye ntina sebe to na momba ebehwe ntino ena me bae na se adwumadi ekoso ho sebe emfata na me bae ebehwe yemeni me miraho bisu kromanusu na medu ho nyama na ekoso ho no na sebe emfata sebe kwaya yena namu abohu ban na ni mumfata na omaba di bebe na wochi abese kwaya nyama ni excavators tibidu no die be ko hu ye no sebe miraho pa ade wo no se yewra wedi ka kanche sebe ina brimpon fo ne ne mahe ne sebe omo ka on se sa dwumadie on pe bi kra wo sebe asantima mu ha ono na asasi ye ne dia na de hoda boy so se nanamo a sebe omo sa hyehyase ne omo na ikibadi ekoso ebi musa hyehyase a sebe omo fa ho agigi unsika ne nyama no yehwedi na se sebe ohu se na hifufu ibi sa anene se na asempana sebe ebet
eni ayati ye yo hene bakwa me akoto nkawe kuma hene na adoba ruafo ni bi nso akasa abona na aba so pa ese wono agina se bema no wadi kan to mo so beta na chi no makon atia galamse
edika no ye beda ye na nkawe na se na no dwada no ye ko na na se adi kro ne hawo nyina akoto nanim no so watie ne manfo esum na ene dey wotua na mo aba behwe de ekoso kroma no ye da na se ye kroma no so de waka cha nyina so ye bedi so de be koso biem bia so no ye ma na so nsi ye be ka cha de ye ka nyina na se ye da na se ene dey waba adbaura wama kroma ni nyina hunu yesum ani ye hawa de koto nanim no waba no kasa che kroma ni nyina ye da na se
Temamofobia omo adoba awura ye no watwama nwa bia south mensim na mote wonka
Yetu ansam ne so a Forestry Commission adwuma abokoko se woni a etu sika bone anaso se won munam kwamoni so tu sika enam so ese Ghana kwaye ya ma ye ni ankoso a climate change no ye ho ebeto asensen yekum ehunehuna ye omo so friends mtrofo nhyiamu na ni nyina ne se adesuafo e wo Methodist Basic School ye won kran e de afi 2025 International Day of Forest and Forest Day no ehun komo ahyehye so ama Public Affairs Manager of Forestry Commission Era Joyce Oforikwaafo ene wo makohia mo akire wo mfaso a wo kwaye ene mfaso a yenya efirimu eso nam so de nsem dia to dwa se nipa setena emu kase paa no egina kwaye so ehwa na yenya yenu ane die ehwa ne nam kra ya wie no bebre firi kwayem afi nura yenom ne obroni dada no di fi abrochire bakura bebre na firi nuem ne yenya ne nom no wa ha ne o ma ye di nua ye ebi yo waduro wa man konwa ye tena so empa ye da so ene o ma yenya firi nuem ne kwayem eye bebre na nsampo ya se twa bi kura de ahyebidie na se ye do kwaye nyina agu a enche nipa bewu nti yam ye ni nko enioma so ye
Southern United Nations we see was a young fan play we see me quite ahuna enua ahuna because we ahuna we say to you we see to we see when be we be kawo every person na adentina na be na ye say that adentina ye be best we say the kawo if you say near my so abu now we share a few it's just now and forest and food I just say Akua anywhere we be any normal we are and no be our media so when you are saying young people in the other hand you need to say every we na pa even here man we to me papa bra ye do to me woman so you me bia e go de
abusuafo na no achi na ode to commission anim say omo be kon kare ye wa santimantam nyame yado na wotwe edi yanimu no emu na woni omanfo na kodi nkomo na wotu wonfo papa ama wahu kwampa e wo so oma wani konua eni ni twa basa eso
we na fida ye ni atre e kare a ebe asantimantam na ya papa dwuma kesi bi huntama free for life initiative we na just say the International Day of Forest no apa ebiri ye ti ta ebiri na no nkyese na ru dwuma biara Forestry Commission when the masna say get press up in there or many fire no every jina ni nanso na every say confront me picture ya when fire da am say na everybody dey apply no so ba it's the doctor so ara aye na me for sa kwan so asre o mo afini ase ni ma ye na ye fa ye wo ye opekasi it's a young fire reach me Forestry Commission so we no so andi biara ye reach me me so ba fun na me kan ye no a ye betumi akosa akoi na ye jinkuni
we Era Joyce Oforikwaafo ono na de nsemi tudwa
ye twa so e was a from Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama wakopiem wa Sierra Leone na one wo mampani Julius Madabio akodi ahia wo munhia mudie no nyina no nkomododo na akɔfa mansa kubatan e bambo e ho ntotoye emu ama sade nkomodo ko e mampani Mahama enso ahyebo e se wo beta Madabio na nhyehyɛ ya wo ye e de abo bambo ne asomdwe ho nsenkaye e wo ne mpatamu emu na enkwama no koya kwesi se aman ni mienu no se won bota ye begina enwomasua bambo adwadie ene ne ma etete se beboa ama abibrem atoye aman no atimi atumpon ewo sikasemu ntutuye mu na enchima abenya so mfaso.
Indeed, we have discussed a broad range of issues, and one of the most important points we agreed on was to establish the Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation as quickly as possible so that it becomes the institutional framework for us to build our cooperation on. There are many areas in which we can work together. And as he said, we discussed issues of agriculture and food security. We discussed issues of power and electricity and how we can work together to enhance the West African power pool. We discuss issues of education and exchange And we believe that the Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation is going to be the best avenue on which we can build this cooperation together. On sub-regional issues, as an old face but a new face in ECOWAS again, we discuss issues to do with the issue of terrorism and the issue of the current Alliance of Sahelian States and ECOWAS. And we compared notes because he had previously visited the three countries and I had just recently visited, so we compared notes.
Ghana man Penny John Dramani Mahama one Julius Mada Bayo the bio is a bio bio the younger Ghana and comedy ya a cause of our money in term kita hudi
yet also I'm not sure if you know German man for Boku Central Ura Mama Yarega. Ene wodi nsem to dwasa watese ese asojafo e de akofe so wo bokoko ne omuni mamufo enya civilians no ama de si nura na enya sem ketwa na amane na baaye no yera ayarga se gugituma enye sojafo peace officers omo bon kwane ajapade ho ban na wo kobo ma mema ne ye ma ho ban na fe ebedu achi na wo na wo kan nipa chimpire no ya na ahomete na wo so omo tese ese nipa bi akotutuo amenam so na sojafo ne so dane omo so de digu omanfo ne so ya de asi woboko no enya de ketwa enye asem a eye papakura ama yesi sojani bi ekura afamu ahwere ne nkwa na no na yewura ayarega ekiremu kire se makoye we nso abeye bi atua me soka no eno na ama enuoma nkoyi e woboko.
Mr. Speaker, 2 days ago, Mr. Speaker, an unknown gunman shot and killed a soldier who was not in uniform, and yesterday in the evening the military detachment in Boku and its environs, there's also a detachment in Benduri, undertook an exercise of ransacking almost every house that they came across, beating up everybody, men, women, children, old men, old women who could not flee, injuring some, destroying the properties of others, smashing television sets, fridges, and everything that came their way. Mr. Speaker, I made several calls, tried to urge them to stop. They did not. And this morning they continued. And as we speak, the military, the soldiers are still carrying on the operation of beating up everybody that they come across in the town. So, Speaker, let me express my most sincere condolences.
We yera Mahama ayarga onwa so ne majority leader we Boku Central MP wuchemu kire se de ekoso e woboko no nyame anim nokuri ni entwaye
Ora Daniel Cranton dodo na friend na na amachi wanya mfie aduasa enum ya wo ya businessman ameswale ewuo no ho nsensam no ho ntansa bi empanimfo de abona sese kura wo remand Madina District Court na remand no na nsam o de abona sa ameswale ewuo no wani mu bi ene se o mu kiremu akọ bia na waye ho records ya na da ho na be kono anso no bra na asem ni be si ameswale ebewu no o mu hu se wo ban ni fie ni mpotamo ba bia wote no ene ho nsensamanti ho ntansa ne chese wani mu bi ene ho nsama ana prosecutor na sa kwadu bofo esa abo no kwadu bi mu se wono anso na ton ya ameswale mfanyini ede ma ono abo Kennedy Japan ene ho nsama enti o mu kiremu asasam no die wadi nai wasenya no kred da wono won ton eye photo bia ya meswale photo emfa ma Kennedy Japan ene ho nsama enti ja so kwama ne lawyer Kofi Esel ese ya se prosecutor na kwadu bofo ne nsama okeka wa yo confuse bi ya ze won hu ne woka.
The police currently put a charge sheet together, a charge sheet on a an offense of murder. First, we're talking about abatement. Today, we sprung up with a surprise charge sheet with one count of murder. And they prayed the court to remand our client with no bail. Symbolic charge sheet, I said to the court, Supreme Court, because they have nothing on our client. It's just a multitude of suspicions and allegations and hearsays that have been put together. And the law never personalized any evidence. It is just for someone's career to shoot up and someone else to go down. And that's what they are doing. It's just mere witch hunting. And we will deal with it in the law courts. We are not media men, we are not journalists. We will deal with it in the law courts. Yes. So they couldn't, it's not even at the committal stage. They're just going to call it, can any Ghanaian be put in police custody? And you are a journalist. Should investigations be in perpetuity? We started this investigation in 2019. We invited our clients, said we will come. And we missed out on one day. We come arresting me. We want a remand. I wouldn't want to say more. We don't want into details on it. Yes. They said they would amend their charge sheet. As I said, it's shambolic. It doesn't hold any water.
Lawyer Kofi Sel, Yawa Council, and a lawyer ni Emma Daniel Cranting, a yet Nana Machi, na Moteninka.
Ye twaswa ye Rafenyo Makin ya ye minority leader of Ghana Parliament Edin Sembiato bedwa nanim dia to Mr Speaker nim say asem hia beda pono so a finance minister edi ne budget aba edu de ye bobo ho enra na enipa makoma kwaduasa nwotwe 38 ye NDC MPs na ama Afenyo Makin so we mu ye so mu nyina kwotena Jubilee House ko pepos na post ye de ye na aka se pe ye ne 19th March post jo mama che ni nyina manasa na we MP as say post ben na aka ukope CEO no agya parliament adwuma no anaso so be ne dan na ono a Afenyo Makin na to omu din SS wo mu ye micro minority a ene mo so mu ye ceremonial majority.
Members know.
Honorable minority leader.
That is the issue. By the way, this morning, Mr. Speaker, this morning they populated the chamber. All of a sudden, they are all out, empty seats, and this is the time that the finance minister is here to lay a paper. Look at the empty seats. They've left again, going to look for jobs at the Jubilee House. They should come to the Chamber of Parliament and work. Look at all the empty seats. You are 38 in number. Ceremonial majority. Ceremonial majority.
We minority leader ora Kwame na Afenyo Makin na semo ka wo so mo ye ceremonial majority mo ye dom so ye hwemo ye humo ye pebra ye pe dom dia ye adwuma mo nyina mo tete Jubilee House pose yi so kura akade pose ya cheni nyina manasa akade
management anasa mpanimfo mo ye ntotoye Emazum Lion eno mo ka sei omo nsama omo ka no ene se eya ban emfasika wode mo no emrantam no ntimi moa enyo mo adwuma no eye omo kire mu hanka adwuma no de omo ye pa de se ko mama kwalewia yare so ate papa na nso no sika wo so nkomo de ye adwuma no mutimi ye ni ye de so mo man no e wa honidie kwan so ne be hyema mada nti aba sana na asa mo adwuma no kwa ye kokwasa ye hu so ti adabra ko be sra ban ya wontu ya sika ne ntem ode nsam itu dwa brands and trofo mo ma hye be dwafie mu ani adwumakuo no empanimfo bi e konsahwe e wo mo lavender treatment plant honum ekwahwe ho eno ode sansem itu dwa na panimu a oye general manager ema omo ye Laura Asise Ashite ene kasai.
So Sewage Systems Ghana Limited is exciting work that we do. Like I mentioned, we now have 6 plants in Ghana, in Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, Takoradi. And we have plans of replicating this in all other 16 regions. Our plea is for government to support more because we already getting support from government. Would love that we get paid regularly so that we can replicate this in all other 16 regions. And we all know that now we don't have cholera in Greater Accra like we used to. The company started operations in 2017 and the records are there. Since we started operations, we don't have cholera in Greater Accra like we used to have. And this must be replicated in all other. People are healthy and can produce to make sure our country is better.
Laura Asise Ahite ya wono eye general manager lavender fecal treatment plant ya no schedule spon group nim zoom lion dwumakuo nim ne yete no na enam so amode to manfo nso anim eso mo hwese se ugu bola na de ye nsuo ani de ye nsuo nke ye nchem.
Ghana is our country. If we do it right, we do it right for us. If we go to the public toilet and we dump solid waste in the public toilets, then it makes it difficult for us to treat here because everything comes back to us here. And then we are supposed to be treating liquid waste, but then you see pad, diaper, even fetus, human bodies, jeans, everything mixed with liquid waste. And people would also wait when it's raining, then they dump their solid waste in streams, and that comes to us and it clogs our pumps. That's one major problem. Maybe without that we could be having like 10 treatment plants as at now, but we have 6 and we know what is happening with common people, and so we cannot do it alone. We have our hands on deck and make sure that we're doing things the right way. Don't throw your waste, solid waste, in liquid waste streams.
Lola Asise Ashiti ono na ye general manager Emma Edwumakuo lavender fecal treatment plant ho ewodum lion Edwumakuo ni mu enti se de waka ne tia wa ne se bola ne ye ade ye nsuo de ne de nsuo ye aye nchim.
Ranking member our finance committee Mrashibedwafia Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam and I was a 2025 budget no hwi and lack credibility big time. Na ye rei eso ndi otumra obechiri sie na sem nyina so okanyina ne say asema finance minister beka ene de wo book ni mu no enyina ensi so broni say inconsistencies bebre wom sika aban no aka esa wode kohye enioma mu ade abo oman na ho akonhoma no eno ne adwuma a wo be 2025 ne nhyehyɛ policies no ene no nko wada ne ho adi a kyerɛ na dwene e wo debate a ekoso parliament no na momo say sika yesi ade be ko school mu akotua first year tertiary for ena fi sanitary pad aye fa ne kwa ene ne oma hodo bebre no eno kura abro budget ne so.
This budget lacks credibility. Paragraph 374 provides for the free tuition for first-year students in tertiary institutions. The amount allocated under this paragraph 374 is 449.8 million Ghana cedis. In paragraph 375, allocation for sanitary pads for students, 292.4 million Ghana cedis. Paragraph 380 provides for 565.6 million Ghana cedis for textbooks. If you total all this, Mr. Speaker, you get 1.3 billion Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, when you go to appropriation in the appendices, only 800 million Ghana cedis is provided. Paragraph 390 of the budget provides that a total of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis has been allocated towards the implementation of the Agriculture for Economic Transformation Initiative. But Mr. Speaker, again, you go to the appendices, which is the meat of the budget, and only 924 million Ghana cedis is provided there. Again, a shortfall of 575.6 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, many inconsistencies between the text of the budget and the appendices.
Na Dr. Amin Adam amananso no we na chairman of finance committee ni mo rise kadongo ono so kan bi edi nsem to dwa se budget ya say lack credibility awo kan ho asem minority for moni so abiri mo policies ne ho nyoma ye de ba ya Ghana fo nyina boye nsem hye no ayamo ye
listening to my colleague, I can understand they are very dazed and they are still recovering from the kind of budget they never expected Ghana would ever have. Mr. Speaker, we were in this country when a government refused to provide textbooks, but rather teaching our children PASCO. You go and buy past questions for our children. So chew pass and forget. The minister is bringing interventions that will bring critical learning and critical training of the brains of our children. We are providing enough textbooks and not past questions, and you should be praising us for that. The people who capped the get fund are today asking the minister who is uncapping it how much money he will make from the uncapping. You are not even ashamed. When you were having this red, gold, green in our secondary schools and our children were lying and sleeping everywhere on the corridors, you were rather centralizing get fund money and sending it to the government so you could construct a hole called the National Cathedral.
Ebusuafo we eye de koso e wo mrahye bedwafie Isaac Adongo ono akeke bi e de ache minority ne said de ba e budget ne birimu ani so eno ho atasa na mode keka de mo keka no
New Patriotic Party MPP amanyoko no omuguso a omo nhyehyeye ahwede nam so emo omudi ntwo kokroko sei na omatimi atoto niama asade amanoko ni agina ne nan so biem wo bredi yanim na so omo beye se ho ntoto ya ba so omo beka sen no amanyoko no mpanifo bi ahyase ye kasa ebi ye anka ne mrahye bedwani anu wodom kwabenya abato mpesua so ono abo Sara Adwoa Safo eno wo chemu se amanyoko ni ntwa omudi ya wa abato ya tu yemu no bia timi mfansha Dr. Mamadou Bawumia nya hwe na nhyehyɛ ya bone ne ne wi ankoyie ena nam so ma amanyoko no edi nkuguo wo kire mu ase ye ka Ashanti regional nanka niema e wasa amanyoko ne ye mantam we no maanya akwan nye ene nhyehyɛ ya hodo bi anko wasa mo ye mantam no etumi di yie no anko so saa eno na nam so e ma omanfo ne bufu ye ndo man pia anko to aba no na se wanyi omanyi omufie ye no ena ma ndi isi amanyoko no su gina so bo nto omatimi age nkonwa nan asa free wo nsem.
Every person deserves a second chance. For me, Obia deserves a second chance. Na Akufo-Addo ya de ne kwa baako no etija wo. Ya de ne kwa mienu etija. Ne mprensa so ena nana betenai etena kunya no. Ya kan ya ka so no ya boni dua kunya no ontimi fa ne tonka so da. Enso Nyankopon hye ne ho animonyam. Ya de nana Akufo-Addo betena so. Enti ada ne ya de one ticket akọ baako. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akọ baako. Na ya ye nim boni a ye di ye Ghana fo ye ni da ho ne ye kane entie MPs kan aboy we wa obeke bia no ne targeting o constituent cause who boy against ewo mu eso na enokre na ne ye kan adentu no no akobaako ono de ye se ye de ne ba biom enye ye edi entia Professor Mills o baako ne fai baako amfa most of the time first strike wa me ko MP first wa me lose me second time me win ye how of incumbency no to me you see no o second term because first term no aya na amafo ne ye o de se afi no mamba hwe mo kakra wonya ka 8 ni wi a na Ghana for your madwin se ne ye de be ma kwaya ye dibema ya waya na waya ni tukọ na obi mra it we were fighting against all odds ena ne yanso yantoto ne ma bi ye ene ne kosi ye we shafo obi e we say ba na nkofo bi ko regency bi kokko ye adwuma last minute say mampanyi eyi nkofo bi adie na mfaso obi ani so e kosi apathy e wo regions no
for we ene enkomo a ekoso na na eno nkomokro ya wasa platform no aso ena Awura Adwoa Safo wo yiyi ne nsemi bia no se enipa bi eka ese yomato abede etia no yi na firi so fine eye abakra de saa na eto no na emom ono de e-voting ana e-levy ya ye koto so aba no ono frida e-levy hu nkomo beto ho wa amfa ne ti anye da no mpe ntina ba no wa meto no eno ntina no wo dwane ebi se yeso akopa America tena ena wo gina TV so toto nwom na dia eno kra ne nam so ma adom kwa benyafo to abeti ana prime minister wanya Yewura Makokwe Junior ebaaye Adwoa Safo di adanse ese aba na wa meto no wono anya ne ya na ono osum party ena ne manfo e wodom kwa benyanso ne soma ne mrahye bedwafie na ne nkrofo e soma no se ye mpe yi levia ena ne party nso se ye penti ono ne tusu ba bi obegyina dom kwa benyafo ye dom nti omo side no koye nti aba no wa meto na de bi nso bisa ne se da ye tu yi levia bei na ba yiwa bi so o parliament what is Adwoa Safo ten ye na wa meto ani bisa ye ono enyo ono na ye hwan ya obi
say me regret baako I will never e-levy ye de bomb char e-levy ban yentobo ana aban pese yenjiji nipa ye manfo a ewo Ghana se bia wo ye momo online bank electronic transaction ne baaye no ahyehyɛ ne baaye no esoro ho no ye mu bi no ne yesusu sɛ emmoa Ghana esan sɛ me baabi a me fi ani baabi a yetete me papa ofri grass ene wako grace mu ene nyame aye no defo ene ore no gina fo sɛ be me nua fi ne sɛ nam kwan na me hunu on eto body fi broman sɛ so he body ni nyina na egu ho no obua no kwa 500 Ghana obi ne dwe 300 na watoto a o se me maami wo ekura sendi sika akoma no okotena so no o sendi akra na wanya na yatin na ensete we na meni ma sorry mpanyimfo ne me papa mo so de matena sesa de amode ban dodo no ebeko tia ni pasitene mo ahotire no beye mo enti munyai I was torn between
my church and my political party.
We a Sarah address of about Sarah no. Was so no de besi no no ne ho saba no wankoto. Ti sa oba kokko bi no ye hwan.
Ti so mo ye wagadere.
Sa oba no ye hwan.
He says a Ghana de bibia possible. Wagadere.
Politics wo.
So we say me who can. Yanto so na Doma Central constituency near Demo Honorable John Kwame Edu Jack. And I am na shebedwani e wo ho. Wakeka ne sase ya nkramofo ho no wakwaye won adoye na onamorua hene Daniel yo ye deputy secretary and atwetwofo pania be de akire e wo Doma Central abato mpesua no so ena de niam no koye ebi ye mo asichire ene niam ekeka ho a omo ye akiriye omo de bebere omo kom ase nyina ne se so obekwa nanim ana wonkwa nanim no ne mpesua so fo kan wunti ohia mpaebo efiri omo nchen na so omo dura kwantu kunkuru bre mu mpaebo hia pa wodi we so ba no omo so akai ne mpaebo
yembrati oni Doma Central na shebedwani se de ye kase yeto aba ye di no na ye papa se abatu ya yesu ye se de Ghana fo ye no ana se Doma fo ye na kuma timba binya se tumi we no tambia obehia mpaebo from a Christopher ne na sa bless ye na ye nim se akontu konko aye fasting akontu eda ye nuan menkramfo ne ma so na sa adi we na omo ye no omo ye dia pompa ya mawia se nyina nti no nya akode ene titai ne sa so ti ye papa se wonti mi nyina ni hwe ye nuan menkramfo he bi se ya ampra na ko ye timi kwa nti ono so ase se bebeni for Doma Central otu executive se ye na medina ne ya fanfa ye zo ngoko so na ento ye nuan omo Doma Central ha imbroke to ane lokesi hina ode emo 9 bags and a blow no problem 14 bags of sugar no problem so no so 4 packs and one so 4 packs say omonfa no pay na bra on be company ya company omonfa John Maame Afia Nyarko Asieduaa ene ye papa John Dramani Muhammad ode mana sere Doma nyina se be ya asundue
Ora hene Daniel yo ye churchofo pania be de chairman National Democratic Congress e wo Doma Central abato mpesua so ene ogina MP anemu ede niam no koye na yeso okuni tune nsa no wantuma yechi enu nti Doma Central Municipal Chief Imam ye Sheikh Zakaria Ibrahim na afi second deputy Municipal Chief Imam enso ye Ali Amadu omo ne gina ye nkramofo anemu eje eniam no na omada trade amponyanko party se wa ma abato no bibia akọ ama eye omo Shibedwani wo se sei ya wajan so abompa ya mama mpani John Dramani Mahama eno momra Shibedwani ono abokwa me Edu Jack
lady kan ebeda Allah se Allah ehye date se ebeto aba ama yayi mampanyini de ya dagin se nim se bia ebekwa wiye no bia enkoba ne sei na ama na ya asunje onu kwa se danyan kopon se kase pa na ya daga na fo ni nyina se nyina ya kopon kuratu aba de ama mampanyini John Dramani Mahama yankopon oma ninye deni yankopon won hye ne deni no ono so ajimadia omode hye ne nsa no yankopon oma no ahodeni na wontimi nsum Ghana ni nyina enye NDC enye MPP enye we Ghana ni nyina omode hye ne nsa yankopon oma na ahodeni na oma na kuduro onye ajimadini emfama Ghana muso a ena muso ajimade ayi nema bibiri amode bibiri ayi yankopon hira mo kase pa nhira no so enkosi ne so nhira no enkosi ne so yeda obi biasi
Sheikh Zakaria Ibrahim Doma Central Municipal Chief Imam
Penny Kwanche for that Accra compost and recycling plant anoye Michael Paddy tuwo ene wo de atu dwasa recycling and also say ye de bola na ewira esan fa mfidiem ni asakire mu no eboa oman ne papa mbie nwuma mama bunu nya biye ma yetan timi nya ne o ma bia na adwen ye se so ni mfaso no yetimi sakire mu ma ne ebeye bibi foforo ya ebenya eso mfaso ye wura ya kasa di adanse se ahonidie yade a ye yate akam e wo Ghana ha ya ahonidie nsam wo fompa na se me ni so ne tase wura wo fom say rubber de say hahan de duane obi adi amaka konko ye bobo ni nyina no ne achichem na ye de fasa recycling mu a ebeboa ama neoma ye hia se yensa beka no yensa atumi aka
our at Accra compost and recycle plant our waste add value to it and then send it back into the system for reuse. So the organic components of the waste that is mixed, and it's because the waste that we generate
It's not separated at source. It's commingled. That's the reason for all the investment you see here. When the waste comes here, we use the MRF, that's the Material Recovery Facility, to actually recover the various fractions, like organic fraction, the plastics, the cardboards, and then also the scrap metals. We add value to these ones. The organic fraction, we turn it into compost for agricultural purposes. The plastics, all forms of plastics, we semi-process them over there into pellets, and then just also give it out to the plastic manufacturing companies.
We yewra ono na ehwe enkran kwan efaso e sakra wura mu na yebetimi anya so mfaso de amomanfo no na dwuma ekoso ho no ne pani awoda no
empanimfo mo yel totofo Ghana Water Limited e wasante mantam emu e de abetu dwase wo mo nhyehyeye eni wo mo nsam nyina no omawie omudwumadi omudie ese by kese water treatment plant no no omusiesie no se omawie nti omudi aba betudwa echemu se eniema nyina atotɔ na kwan mu ama se de nsuo ho wɔ hawo eni amane a na nka ye komu ni nyina no aye se de yekomoje ane meye nti yekwa ahoma so ne enu owura Ebenezer Padina ya wono yekompo kese a Ghana Water Limited for ekasa ejijemu edi enkomo Paddy Yamawajo about Promise FM, Promise TV so.
Many about medio so.
Ya pese ya tifri wa no. Se de mo se ma wi ensesi ana mo ye nyina.
Yo many about Maame ensenchi amenda Promise chief for ashafo ni atantene nyina ase. A Ghana Water Limited that ye jumedi so ye ben ya sukuden na ye de abremu okru. Na manumbi na monso matumi etia monso ka na aboaye akoso aye business no ene enume amene o ka say somewhere last week na ye de betu manim se ye da hre setimemofo yedumedi ne edum pempenso bia ye project a ekoso ewo Asante Mantem no ya ho benya ye betumi Asitum fidie mu kaka na ya ye dwumedi bi na se dwumedi ebeteki ye na miensa ye nim se de happy beba and so mu media Promise mo ka ye ho ametumi boderu na kama emetimemufo agitumu omo anomo anka bu bi si ho omo anomo ni bi meka ekobu bi esi ho ekobu bi bebubu nsuo esi ho efida tena ya kan nsupa enamankwa nti impenifo so hu se hu benya se ye de osebeye yo ne tumi agbo ye hu moden e ka se nam yensa nti nka na ebeto so na ye tumi resume production ba o she tenya we ba ya ye original minister ye ka design original head e di ye nim e ko side ko shed media ye di e ma ono so de na ntu mu se bi di se na ko nti etimemufo e try ye and me no can say at 11:55 and then the third day and before it to me the BBR egu from Emma 1:30 p.m. and now 1:30 p.m. no the sound the actual barricades mu Emma started production now a band say because for some days I not air dry it was taking some hours now it to me charges a band say Yamie bi ben ye supply we no no ebenya na yen ya ye wechi no as pressure
Di Paddy na che say wo assure ye say enane china yansuo beba
many aba me no ka say ebi mu already ne confirm say but pressure no na no nya ben nti say nya make am ebi benya empire ba ko am lititri de mebo and say also ye jumedi aye nyina ni nankania and so yasene nti say ye di bia egu from barricades ya be enyankania agene ho say fen na ye di nyina obi ka ye aye
cost 90
ipa ye niebo say nkania ni nyina so nkania ni nyina so a weti maka say empa kopem ochina no pa ewiegu no na obi biola kantimante mo jinsu efi barricades dia no say na dia sepata
ti mo dia ma famu dia nyam kania fo nso mani nyina so no mo kodum na ha do ha ba yesra mo yisi di fo nsu koma de kuma se fo ache mo ma mo kania ni nyina so na ne chana de yesra mo Ebenezer Padina ya da se papa
Any about me so that was it. Now before me call my men for a chopper way your customers. Now men answer one day. O shemi aba or how 2 days ye de beba no ye set enye wapa yo ni papa mu. E ba ni say nso almost 4 days and the 4th day I was saying you ban name senya 2 year homes and say always at for service no ye 3 in 3 days yeah ye best the bosomi na wie ya na ewo obia nso mo modern etia ni water bill obia mo modern etia ni water bill say na ya na start 10 hash na udi etia na check car wo de we check even ya
and as a pipe wo mpata mu nso report on intem
me pacho say
me just a pipe wo bi nso mpata mu na report on intem nso na mu amu
enwa na pipe ya me na ba number de obi kai she said they have on sign chamber o dey answer me nunya me hu bibi asi the best anything emo makoche we nyina ye na ye dey go from senior santimai nso sem ebe bibia yes from ko Ghana ha
yo yadase Ora Ebenezer Padina wono eye wo ba santimante mu akompo kese a Ghana Water Company Limited for kasa ejiji mu na yete ne kan say dey atadwe Maria tede yes say dey ayeye ECG for mo mani nya so ne nya nsuo kakra enno
Ghana Water fire dey pomo dey omu ni wo sana no kwasi ada na omo dey sekula ne ba yese nka ya wada kwantimi de nyame anim no kure ne ekira na nka me hwe anim kwan na no pay PURC fo nso ba obi ti so ai ma omo can I say by close of business ene
no womatimi
Ghana Water assure omo so omo be mana no so mo di omo ni ni nyina nso ye ayi so am interchange ni ye o wo sa hono na assembly plant in suo ni nyina region ni mu nyina e bedru so am water works nti na wo so ye two from baby na ye pipe ni gu baby ni ye ho adwuma ti ebi na ewo screen ne so ye kire mu no adwuma wo ho papa nyame adom omo apie nsuo ne de amaye nti ye da wo mase
Mrasha Bedwani a wo ka Akwa North constituency Honorable Theresa Ladi Awuni na akasa chemu so ka Akwa North ho de na ni so ade huru kase pa ne so obema ho aye shirin kanea oba betobi kwa obasha ba electric asaka ho na chese kanea aye ho no shirin na wo sa ka se wo bia Greater Accra Regional Minister ya Maame Linda Okulu ne sama ode atudwa ese wono ehwe ese be na fo ma koma kwa dwunum ya wono abetena akonwa so behwe se anya hwe kra de nkrapumpuni mantam no wuchemu wo ha mu fadie omu benya nkane a ndi sabotaye na no no so eda nani so ese obeboa ama nkane a ho nsam atumi awie peye obobo mea bia ehia pa ba bi te se gempa achemota forest mpotemu achemota highway ene mea hodro ni nyina obobo ehode eso na wodin sam ni tudwa no wonam so e wo bre okoya adoye e de man kramofo mo wo kan Akwa North constituency se niam odi abro no won fa nwojo mo koma no bro mu ye achiria
Akwa North operation lighting your community ni de ye ya chase deda ye chase last year no early last year no last 2024 February and me petemu inside the community today umma baby be husum e wo Akwa North Nemom ye major roads ne so sa like kania ne nya ade a memetime de mensaka se mudi mechi wo parliament a mo se me file question said that Chimota forest no krono abawo esa ne se ho yesum wonam ani ahwemo bag ya je onioma me file ye se me pese ye kania wo ho no abugina po a na oye energy minister ebe ka che ye say so the kania be sha Chimota forest a emo na ewo ho no bedwane
Honorable Theresa Ladi Akwa North constituency Mrasha Bedwani na yete ye no na deputy chief imam yo Akwa North eho imam Osman Yusuf Kayaba wadama mpani mama ase esa ne bosha wo share yes Akweti man Central Mosque obeya mo no watimi awie afenzo kra no wose nhyehyɛ ne nneɛma wa yɛ de aboa nkramofo ɛwɔ akwantu kronkro yi mu no nso no wabɔ ne ho abaso abɔ Mrasha Bedwani nso abaso wadɔyɛ a wabɛyɛ wo
ɔmo sɛ yɛda ase pa ɔmo sɛ ɛnyɛ nnenkwa afi bia ɔba yɛstati chewia no ɔde baba sɛ yɛkɔ awie sa ɔde baba nti ɛyɛ afi wɔ nkwa since Oba MP no every year no ye enti yɛda ase pa
we ya kramosofo panyini a wo kan akwe north empotamu Imam Osman Yusuf Kayaba
Yetu ansam ne so na ye kopon kese ho na ye ne sofo panyi Eric Okra yo ye a pre-district pastor Church of Pentecost di nkomo ye fi nkomo bi ase na otwe etwa mu no nanso ye anwie enti na ye sa akoye chibio na samu ada pono so a ye bobo ho anwumre yi ene se bone ene dien Bible e kire yen se bone ene titi nipa ene onyankopon entem fitiase no onyame boss oni asase ya wo bo nipa ede niomu nu niam nyina hye ne nsa so nipa ni so no onipa ma ne ho kwan e ma bone nti etete oni nyankopon ntem bone yade a etwi nipa edi free ne bofo ntem na ye nipa ya ye nyina ye pre se ye be di yi ananso se ye beti ye ho edi free bone ho ne yetimi abe nyame yie no kwan be ne betimi edi afa so na ye nipa na so bone wo ye ho na ye pe heaven akoi ni mienu ye be kan bom na ye ne den so wo banyi Christ asum dwenka o
amio enka so
da se papa last week ye fi nkomo bi ase enso na ahomani mu nna ho papa nti ama nkomo no ye ntumi ensipo ye anwie wadaroma maka nsem ni bebre mi bi sase ye ka bone mo asofo mo kanya mesem kire yen yente ye ho free bone ho yente ye ho free bone ho onyame ompe bone ene saa ne omani nyina ye ka bone kra bone ne de
yo medasi yeshia watie kuna ene wakuna so ye ka bone a nitia wano ene se missing the mark and say violating the laws of God. Say why ya dia issue and say why ya dia chia yankupo asem and she say pa and mrapa senwo yen ebushiyam ya mamremni asolmuni sanyamam nyina wohwe word na and wobetmaka say when we come low not just say bonnet. Now bonnet you call Bible one, you won't say me sieno and shall say as for them. Genesis chapter 3, Brian Yakupon a catcher only pass it be a near war aiding to Munana which made the name of Dia bonnet papa who never the amount will never know. Abasi what other the Emma would be my Niku and would echo and according to Bible they will say on a shashi. Now a shashi means that Unyangu Unam Abonita Yamisu Yame they would do the name to be yet Yame say many abonis. And I said, in the way, making it in also in the Bible said that the glory of God came short of the glory of God. The Carbonia, Greek word now for this for say Hamakia, and I said Parabos. Missing the mark or failing to achieve the goal or violation against the law or the word of God. The parables is made transgression against God's command and a master. And I have a time, and also that is a simple deed. I didn't want to say, but that Namia Mono a bonnet. Now, the Casbonia, a fine bank, the Musubena, one by the 2 ways Saint came to woman. A family from the Paso and that's very fashion. The Dinkan, the original sin. Yeah, British gentlemen can count quotations than I say, but you can say, Namera. Your original sin, Nipaye. And you walk. No Adam Laye and a better independent now because you're free, you're free and the maximum. And you walk Bonia, a year Unipa and Kazan, so what my bonum. wana se onipa plan no why bɔne. So this is the two ways here. Bɔne etniba onipa so anase onipa eye bɔnefo anase otimba bɔne. Now se wohwɛ Bible mu no pa bɔne no eso pa and never so ye kabu ma be bɔne no. In fact endorse na bɔne no ekwan yenu a efa so ba no. That's the two main ways one can commit sin. They didn't a sin of commission. Sin of commission, and they talk about sin of omission. Sin of commission. I just say, one is actively involving yourself in doing something that is wrong, forbidden. If it is a ultra lying, stealing, and I say cheating, and I say violence. I mean, we never who cast some means and money yet made it to Bonner, your friend, sin of commission. And also your friend Bakuni direct violation of moral and religious law.
Tofo. Hello.
Hello.
Aha, papa pacho wanu esi. Wa cheche ye de ye bone na ye nipa yi. A bone nso bata ye hui. Ye nso ye pa ho tie ebra ye de beko heaven da ache. Ye bre na ye bidie na nso be sima ba ko bi mu no. Ede en kwan na obetimi a kire yen a ye betimi ate yen ho na ye da ache. Ye nyankwaje o nyankopon anim.
Mame ye kinkan eye
sound so say money nyina mu dro ye pa na e carry equal marks. Ana ekwam de na obi aduane se wono onfama na akofadi na ukoku nipa obi nso koku nipa mu mienu nyina bone na carry equal marks ana.
Yes beyam say ebrebe manka ebia mu peda bi na university do na yam papa ne mani emu ye pa
ene mpacho ye de no ne beto amanyame yadma da sene.
But the question now we say, Maame enka kakra bi. Okay, 2 Corinthians 5:21. What they say, if we say, they own him, or they know ye boni emaye. Na ye onyanko potrin. Ewo onwa nimu. Okasafa Yesu Kristo. Enti se Unipa person would me di bonesu na onya utter freedom from sin and you may say a super yekoya bonia independent in a total commitment for and total committed to Jesus Christ. It is a ubipa and me am for Jesus Christ and yen the word then and quite young manwa. Asa obai unya bonne ada no kwa kasa unya na sada no kwa na baye na kesi ya na olo se papa mpesa me no bonne amempe enti Yesu Kristo kwa no bonne do bonne tunya ultimate ya bonne na so no suma yetu ma yetu di bonne so now bonne no ni ya bonne but o cholo duma bonne no ebi eye kesi echebi te say wudi ene say wakoyi nkwam nam no ni nyina ye bone but awudie no or fall under iniquity that is a bonia emu odu na bonia ya heavy pa enti sa nyimani nyina no boni bia woni pa ba ya so no e wo so ensunsanso anase so akatia woni pa no ebenya eti rade ye bomba ye say rade ba bo no me ya hode na yetimi edi boneso na mo si betu edi boneso Jesus ye de homa Jesus Christ rade shilo
onsha wonso papa ye da ase papa ye de ubesia abusuanfo Pentecost sofo panyin ya wo Epre district emu ewo Kumase osofo Eric Okra ono ena oni yedi nkomo yi
adesemaima yedi yakase bonus Korea na esel mu Jimmy Cliff producer de ne ba studio Joseph Amwaten ya beso moye me Maame Afia Nyarko papa bi na afie
Akua Asieduaa